Let's take a look at the chart action for Bitcoin. All right, here is what I've been looking at. We have a triangle pattern. We have resistance, 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 support, support. We were bouncing in between these two trend lines. I was waiting for a breakout to the upside or the downside. We got a breakout to the upside. After that, I was targeting from the top to the bottom of this triangle, dragging this to the breakout, and I was looking at a target of approximately 44,100. We came up, hit that target. I didn't take profits right here. What I did was I was watching this support line right here going up. Let's draw that trend line right here. Let's go ahead and get rid of the triangle because we're pretty much done with this now. Pretty much hit that target. And now what I was really looking at is this uptrend right here. And I was saying until we break this trend line going to the downside, I'm assuming it's going to push us up and we can look at previous resistance. Well, we got that breakout to the downside, or we got a break in the trend anyways. So now what I'm looking at is the resistance. So if we clear all this stuff out now, I think the main thing I'm watching is this resistance like this. We have resistance right here and resistance right here. Let's draw a trend line. Let's draw a trend line going down, something like this. And until we break this trend line going to the upside, then I'm assuming that it's pushing us down, and I'm kind of looking at previous support levels. We have one right here that we just came into contact, one right here, one right here, and one right here. So I think what I'm doing is looking at this bottom one, and this one is sitting around 41k, approximately 40,900, somewhere around there. I have my limit order set at 41k, somewhere down here. Until we break this trend line going to the upside, I'm looking at that level down here. We broke up below the 4-hour moving average right here, but if we go into the daily time frame, I think this is kind of interesting. We broke above the 9 moving average on the daily, which I think is significant. We broke above it a few days 2 days ago, and then yesterday we were above it. We stayed above it, and then now we're getting another candle still above it. Basically, I like being above the 9 moving average, but because it can hold support and it could push us to the upside, right now it does look like we're getting support right here. We came down and then got a bounce on it. So I think this level is sitting around 42,442. Let's see if we could stay above this one for right now, that level right there, and maybe it can give us some support and push us to the upside. So it kind of just depends on what you're looking at. I've been watching the 4-hour time frame, so I'm not really sure if this is going to work out. The daily might be more significant, and on that 9 moving average, it might just push us up, and I might not hit my target of 41k, that limit order. But for right now, what I'm looking at, like I said, is this resistance and this resistance. Let's draw that trend line again. Once we break this one, then we'll have a better idea. Like I was also saying, we also hit a support right here. We also hit a support right here. Let's draw a trend line, something like this, where we have support right here and then support right here. So maybe this little triangle pattern will also give us a better little indication whether we're going to be breaking up or if we're going to be breaking down. If we break this trend line, then maybe we could break up. If we break this trend line, maybe we could break down and I'll get my limit order set. If we break this one going up, then I'll be a little less confident on my limit order. However, until we zoom out, let's zoom out a little bit, until we break this bigger downtrend in general, this one, something like this, or until we break this downtrend going to the upside, then I'll be looking at that we're pushing down still in general. So I'll still be looking at this previous support sitting around 40,000, 41k, and that's where my limit order is. What I've been saying in general, if you guys watch my videos, I actually kind of said that we would maybe get some volatility right here. What I was thinking is we possibly get support. What I was thinking is we'd get support right here, come up, get rejected, then come down, maybe bounce a couple times before we're able to break out. So far, we've done it at least once. We came up, hit that resistance, came back down. I don't know how far, if we're going to come all the way back down or if we're just going to get a little retracement and start bouncing back up. The other thing I thought was kind of interesting, let's go ahead and delete this. I talked about the Fibonacci retracement on my buying and selling video yesterday, and check it out. If we do a Fibonacci retracement, because we broke, basically what we're looking at when we do a Fibonacci retracement, we have a trend line going like this and we break it, then we can set up the Fibonacci retracement. Like let's say we're pretty bullish on it and we don't think it's going to go all the way down to the bottom. We just think it's going to come like halfway and then get a bounce back up. What we could do is once we break one of these trend lines, we can set up the Fibonacci retracement. We grab the Fibonacci tool, drag from the bottom to the top, something like that. And that gives us some levels to watch. Right now we're perfectly bouncing on this 50% level right here. I don't really like using these on the smaller time frames too much. I don't know. In general, I'd rather just, we're trending down on the bigger time frame, so I'm looking at the bottom over here. Instead of just looking at like the middle of it. I don't know if we're going to be able to bounce right here, but I think it is interesting that we are getting support right on that 50% level and we are getting a bounce up. So this possibly might have been a good level to watch in general. This one is sitting at 42,533, and then the 38% level, the next one that I like to watch, is sitting at, let's move this out a little bit so we can see this better. So the 38% level right here, sitting right here, is sitting at 42,997. It's possible that we get some volatility right here as well. We have this resistance right here like I've been talking about. We have this trend line pushing us down. What I usually like to do is watch these Fibonacci retracement levels. We have a trend line breaking up, we break that. Usually what happens, or what I like to do, is watch for volatility, something like that. So I'll buy the 50% level, the 38% level, and the one below it if possible. I usually like to start with these two though. Right now, if we would have bought the 50% level, we're starting to move up. It's possible that we're going to get rejected right at that 38% level and start moving down. Between right here and right here is only like 1%, I think. That's why I was saying I don't really like doing this on the smaller time frames. On the bigger time frames, it's pretty good because the volatility you can get some pretty nice little trades. That's only like 1% from the 50% level to the 38% level. From there's like 1%. So yeah, that's why I'm kind of looking more at this bottom down here until we break this trend line going up. Then I'm still kind of skeptical on what's happening. I'm kind of thinking there might be volatility and we might be kind of getting bounces on the Fibonacci retracement and rejected on this trend line going to the downside. We'll have to wait and see though. If we break this trend line going up, I'll kind of change my sentiment. Maybe we could start targeting this bigger uptrend when we zoom out. So when we zoom out, go to the daily time frame, we have this bigger downtrend, something like this. Until we break this one going to the upside, then I'm going to be a little skeptical and I'm going to still be looking at this 41K down here. I'm really hoping that we could stay above this in general. Once we break this trend line going to the upside, then I'll be a lot more comfortable. Then we can start targeting the previous resistance, sitting at around maybe 50,800 to start with. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if your target analysis and stuff like that in the comments. If you have any questions, check out my Discord. If you want to support the channel, you can send me Dogecoin to the wallet address below, or you could join my Patreon. I made a new video about trading strategies of when I buy and sell crypto. Kind of gives you a rundown of some of the spots that I like to choose when to buy and sell. Check out this video right here though. It might help you out. All right. If you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up button and I'll see you in the next one.